Okay, folks, he's just stand by just a second. I'm almost here. Lee's not here, and I'm trying to do this, and it's not working. And I'm going to. If you hear gunfire, don't pay any attention to gunfire. It's okay, folks. But I mean, Lee's at home laughing her butt off. Okay, here we go. You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, good. Lee, Lee's on the phone listener. You guys can probably hear her talking on the speakerphone. In general conversations with folks, it's kind of normal to ask where they come from, right? That's the way it works. After all, here, the chances are they moved here from somewhere else. Many came here courtesy of the military. A lot stayed because they actually like it here, believe it or not. Of those who stayed, my next question, not because I'm nosy, it's just that I'm really interested. Why did you choose here? More often than not, if they came here courtesy of the Marine Corps from any place where the mess we have outside right now is the through late February or even later, we have outside is the reason they're here. For those folks, I said you one and all. I feel like we sold you a bill of goods. It was not intentional. So there is some good and there's some bad news with all of this stuff. This is the first significant snow we've had around here since 1989. Seriously, significant snow. The bad news is that 9 years earlier in 1980, there was a late snowfall in eastern North Carolina, right along the coastal region, pretty much like this one. The really bad news is that the 1989 snow blizzard began several days before Christmas, and it kept coming down until Christmas. In various locations, 16 to 18 inches of snow, not drifts, were common. Based on that news, we should be good until around 2035.
Ooh, you spoke those words out loud.
Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, and this is Live and Local Real Talk. And you are?
Robbie McFarland.
Yeah. Robbie's my wife. So she graciously accepted the invitation to come in here this morning and sit in and put up with my abuse all morning long. And Lee is probably still on the phone laughing. Is that right, Lee?
Yes.
I figured as much. So
I'll hang up and I'll be listening.
Okay. Lee's going to listen in for a while to make sure I don't do anything stupidly wrong. It takes three people to keep me relatively normal around here. So that's the way things work. How's it going, Rob?
It's going fine today. Nothing's happened.
Oh, God, you just did it. You did it.
It's too early.
Yesterday morning at about this time, we were not admiring, but putting up with the snow. And you were digging a trench here, and I was digging a trench there to be able to get out to measure the snowfall. It was before dawn.
Yeah, it was.
And then at that time, it was 12 and a half inches of snow, still snowing, lightly, but still snowing.
Yeah, I got up at 4:30, which is really early for me.
Oh, you mean today?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, and today.
The thing is, I'd stayed up all night. I wasn't awake all night, but I was up in my beautiful recliner chair all night long, up and down, opening the doors, looking outside, taking pictures through the openings in the doorway, freezing at times, but Lord of mercy. It was chilly.
I don't know. I was sleeping.
It's colder today than it was yesterday. It's now here at the studio, 11 degrees, y'all. We'll talk about the weather. Well, that's about all we're going to talk about today, no doubt about it. Hold on.
After our minor catastrophe yesterday, it was
early afternoon. I working computer, then I turned around and I looked outside, and our little impromptu greenhouse, it started as an impromptu thing 6 or 7 years ago, gets bigger every year because we put more stuff in it. And the plant that's in there to be saved, because it belongs in the tropics, still alive after all these years. And that dome collapsed yesterday under the weight of the snow.
Well, half of it did, yeah.
Yeah, enough of it did. Yeah, we got a heater in there and 4 heat lamps to keep that thing warm. And we got out there.
It was still airtight. But it wouldn't have been after all that snow started melting.
No. The snow collapsed part of it. The new construction part of it, the end of it, I did not put I didn't see the need of being as structurally sound as the other end. I'm not sure why, but I didn't do it. I did it in sort of a hurry. And that end collapsed, but not all the way down. It just collapsed on itself. Still room underneath. After you dug the snow off, you got most of the snow off of the top of it.
Yep.
Then able to get inside and push the rest of it up, and whew, there we go. We're back in operation. With
I had to lean over the fence from the outside of the fence with a snow shovel and try to shovel it off the top without punching a hole in the vinyl.
Yeah, so we
and flipping it off.
Got that all done and got underneath it. Got the second layer that we had put up Friday, I guess, as an effort, knowing temperatures are going to be down as low as they are. We put heat rises. We all remember that part, right? Heat rises, so all the heat that's on near the ground level where the plants and stuff are, it goes up to the top of this dome. It looks like a covered wagon out there. And then it stays up there.
We don't have a fan in there, so all the heat goes up and stays.
So it stays, and that was okay. It kept everything warm, but I decided I'd be a little bit more efficient. Got a big old silver tarp and hung that inside. We did.
The last one at Harbor Freight.
The absolute last one. And it was in the wrong bin. The only reason it was there because I saw it in a wrong bin. I grabbed it. Somebody else was eyeing it as soon as I grabbed it too. I snatched it right out of his hands. And but they got that installed, but that kept the heat down.
Yeah, it did.
So it kept the heat all down. It was much more efficient. It was, I don't know what it actually was in there, but it felt like about 60 degrees when I got inside. I was actually sweating inside there.
I think it was 56 by that time of the afternoon because it took most of the early afternoon for me to get all that snow off.
So anyway, it's up and operating, and we shored it up, and so hopefully without another snowfall today or tomorrow, whenever.
It's been maintaining about 40 degrees in there.
Yeah, even down as low as 11 degrees. It's still 40 degrees inside. That's good. I've got no problem with that. We can live with that. Anyway, if you guys want to chat this morning, tell us your stories. I'd love to hear it. I got the old Jeep out yesterday just to plow down some of the driveway area here where we could get in and out if need be. And turns out I'm not sure it's city, I'm assuming, because this is not a state-maintained road that we live on inside the subdivision here inside Country Club. It's a city street. So they, I guess, brought plows or something in. They plowed each one of the streets one lane right down the middle. So if you don't like the way I'm driving, get out of my way. But anyway, I drove around the neighborhood yesterday. I was disappointed.
In what?
I only found, with all the people that live out here, all the streets that I went along, I found two really pitiful excuses for snow bin.
Well, I told you
I know
the snow wasn't until late afternoon. The snow wasn't wet enough to pack.
It was dry to begin with, but that never stopped us from doing it. We used to. Sometimes it took the whole yard to get enough snow up to build a snowman, but we would build one regardless. So, anybody got any pictures of any cool ones? Post it on our Facebook page if you would. And if you got stories about what you did and how you made out and all that sort of good stuff, please share. 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. And since I can't see, I have no clue who's calling. Good morning. You're live and local.
Good morning. It's Jesse with Mabuhay Designs and Company here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. How are you doing this morning?
Doing fine. Are you cold?
No, I am not cold. And the reason I'm not cold is because I have one of my own custom hoodies on, and it's keeping me snug and warm in this cold winter weather here.
Yeah, well, we got a heater on in here in the studio, so it's nice and toasty in here.
It is hot in here.
Well, you got a sweatshirt on, a scarf around your neck. Look like you're ready for 40. It looked like you're ready for a football game.
Well, the first time I was down here, it was cold down here.
Well, that's because I didn't have the heat on. Now I got the heat on. How did you make out with all the stuff?
Well, we actually had some huge snowdrifts in our area, like enough 4.5 feet tall, covered up the AC units, had to dig them out.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But outside of that, it was just thick enough to play, thick enough to make a snowman and have some fun in it and have coffee on the inside and watch it on the outside.
Yeah, well, I don't drink coffee, but I did have some hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And I just stood there at the window and watched it, except when I went outside to take pictures every now and then. So.
And let Shockwave out.
And let our little doggy out.
And the snow was taller than him.
And he could not. I had to dig out a trench so he could walk in it, because even walking in that, it reminded me of the days I had a 13-foot Boston whaler and I was offshore. And it wasn't rough, but the waves are big. I would go down into the trough. All I saw around me was water. Now I know Shockwave kind of has the same feeling. I'm sure yesterday. All he did was look around and see snow. So
he was funny.
So anyway, well, we're gonna make it through this, and hopefully we won't get another one for at least 9 years.
Yep.
Yeah, the last one came through. Remember that the ices were the roads were iced up about a couple inches thick, and with the roads slanting for the water, it just was a slide out there for cars.
Oh yeah, slip sliding away. It happens. But and for you guys out there who really, I don't care if you're from up north, and this is how you did it up north. You ain't up north anymore. We don't have snow plows. We got some people that get out there, the DOT and whatever will brine it, and they will get a road scraper out, but they don't have snow plows. They don't have people blowing snow off the roads. If we had snow plows, if we invested tax dollars into these snow plows, they would be rusted by the time we would need them the next time around. They certainly wouldn't run.
Mm-hmm.
My lawnmower barely runs 1 year to the next, letting it set up for 4 or 5 months.
All you need is the front part, the front loader. If you have a front loader, you can put a plow on the front.
Well, also our roads are not even made, or it appears that they're not made for, the snowy weather. They're made to run rainwater off.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so they're slanted and bowed to let that water run off, and then it gets icy, and then now you got a fun little slide that sends you right into the ditch.
There you go. Just wait a couple of days; it'll be gone.
I ain't going out there.
I drove around the neighborhood, but I got a big Jeep here, heavy duty Jeep, and it was no problem, and nobody was on the road. Amazingly enough, not where I drove anyway. So.
Oh, yeah.
And Piney Green Road for y'all, if you're out there planning to get on it yesterday afternoon before, while it was hot, at 32 degrees, there was a sheet of ice on it. I'm going to guess it was a wet ice at the time. I would imagine right about now with 11 degrees out here outside the studio, it's going to be nothing but a thick bed of ice. Good luck.
Yeah, all the little paths that we took the snow shovel and cleared yesterday are just ice now because it melted just enough on them to make it really slippery.
All right.
Well, before I go real quick, I got to say something.
Shoot.
There is still plenty of time for you guys out there in the cold winter weather to get on mabuhay.store and get you a custom hoodie or sweatshirt for you, the grandkids, the kids, or anybody else. So anyways, that was my last little pitch of the day. I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
Can you make those hoodies and sweatshirts? Do you sew them and do all that stuff too, or you just take ones that you buy and put stuff on it?
So we do custom ones, but we do make some. But we make them custom for every business and every type of wear and brand or whatnot. We customize them to every customer's need.
Well, what I was kind of thinking, for parents or grandparents, especially, could you make one that the grandma and grandpa could fit in together, sitting on the couch, and have two little ones on the side for grandchildren if they're grown up? So it'd just be one long blanket that you wear.
So, like that tricycle with 5 people that, have that kind of run on it.
Yep, that's the one.
And a couple of dogs and a couple of cats.
Yeah, we got 2 dogs and 2 cats here, and they just love being with us on the sofa or our chairs or wherever.
Yeah, no, we don't make blankets and stuff like that, or conjoined hoodies, but it's definitely a cute idea. But we'll make them individually for that little set.
I would just I have ideas all the time, and none of them work. But anyway, they're ideas.
All right, y'all have a great morning.
You take care. Be safe.
All right.
All right, take care. Okay, let's do a little bit of weather. Come back. I'm going to tell you about things that ain't open today. And right
We
now,
don't need weather. You just look
Shit.
outside.
In general speaking, I'm talking about the weather forecast. And generally speaking, if you have somewhere to go today, check before you go. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now, offshore out to 20 nautical miles. If you are one of those, for whatever reason, that is planning or think you're planning to go out there, don't. Today, offshore,
There are
small craft-
easier ways to commit suicide.
Small craft advisories in effect through 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Small craft advisories in effect now through 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas running 5 to 7 feet. That's big. 2 to 3 near shore, but you're not going to be able to get there. Why? Because the sounds and rivers are going to be choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon tomorrow. Westerly winds 5 to 10, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 by the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5, 2 to about 2 feet near shore. Not bad. Sounds and rivers, only a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. It's probably very doable. Why would you want to be there? Winds on Wednesday from the west at 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore, sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Now, that's the marine forecast.
They're
Here,
going to have to look for icebergs.
yeah. Today it's going to be sunny with a high soaring to 34 degrees. Wind chill values as low as -3. Breezy northwesterly winds. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 13 degrees. Tuesday, tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high near 44. 44 tomorrow.
Yeah, but when?
Tomorrow. The calm wind is going to switch around to the south, though, in about 5 miles an hour in the afternoon. Warm, light, warm winds tomorrow. Tuesday night, a chance of rain around midnight, beginning about midnight tomorrow night. And then all that stuff is out there. It could go away. Mostly cloudy, a low could get down to 31. Chance of precipitation is only 30%, but it's there. Wednesday, rain is likely. It's going to be warm. So,
Relatively speaking.
Yeah, 49 degrees. Cloudy, warm, rain. 70% chance is going to be rain. So that's what the weather is looking like. Now, talking to my buddies this morning around the area, Lee was first at bat this morning over in the Woodlands. It was 9 degrees at the time she called in at 5:30. 85% humidity. It was calm, no precipitation. Joe down in the borough, 16 degrees down in Swansboro, 71% humidity. He said 30.04 inches of mercury, calm, no wind and no rain. Here at the studio at that time, it was 12 degrees. It's down. Oh my God, it's dropped again. It's down to 10 degrees now. Here at the studio, it feels like 4. 73% humidity, 30.25 inches of mercury. Now it's climbing. It's 30.28 inches of mercury. The mercury's on the rise. And let's see, where else am I? And we had 4 mile per hour winds. Right now we got 2 mile per hour winds, and they're coming from the northwest. It's pretty much what the forecast is calling for. Nothing, of course, in the rain gauge. Lee, out there in the swamp, back swamp, he had 9 degrees. It started out at 12, dropped to 10, then it was 9 about 20 minutes ago. 81% humidity, 29.95 inches of mercury. He had 2 mile per hour winds out of the west, nothing in the rain gauge. Bill in Richlands checked in. It was cold, 14 degrees. It was calm, clear, and cold. Brian down in Swansboro had 17 degrees, 29.87 inches of mercury, and climbing. It was calm conditions and no rain. Ward in Cedar Point, 21 degrees. The hot spot of the area, 21 degrees, 55% humidity, 30.27 inches of mercury. Winds out of the northwest, very light, and nothing in the rain gauge. Carol and I would say Dale, but Dale was asleep at the time. So Carol, she and her husband over there in Riverbend, it was 15. Felt like 12. She said 64% humidity. Variable winds, mostly from the west-northwesterly direction, I think, only about 2 miles per hour, and nothing in the rain gauge. Randy, he didn't get aboard his golf cart today, though he said he did drive around the neighborhood yesterday. Out there in the southwest, he stayed inside today. He said it was 18 about 30, 45 minutes ago. 80% humidity, clear, calm, and nothing in the rain gauge. Now, for you folks out there, when there is severe weather, matters not where you are, weather is the lead story. Then that's going to be the case again today. Of course, we'll all be talking about it for 20 years or so. Do you remember back when? Yes, I do. Some businesses to deal with, first. A lot of stuff is closed. Before you head out to any scheduled appointments, whether it's your doctor or whatever, you might want to check to see if wherever you're going is actually open. Here's what we do know. In Jacksonville, city offices and facilities closed today. Passport services, of course, will not be available at City Hall nor the Center for Public Safety today. Jacksonville recreation facilities closed today. Jacksonville sanitation services will be suspended for the day. They're not going to pick up your trash. If your regular pickup is scheduled for today, it will likely happen tomorrow. Weather permitting, we'll keep you advised about the traffic conditions.
Does that mean that it'll just bump the schedule?
I'm going to make that assumption, and I don't like to make assumptions. That's the way it usually is. If your trash is normally picked up today, for instance, over there in the Northwoods where we used to live, it was a Monday pickup.
Right.
Then it got bumped to Tuesday. If it was a holiday or a snow day, it would be bumped to Tuesday. And the Tuesday trash was then bumped to Wednesday, which Wednesdays were not a normal trash day.
No.
It's whatever it was. They would pick up yard debris or something. And then everything else would move all the way down until Friday. So I don't know what it's going to be this week. We'll have to wait for the folks at City Hall to tell us. Jacksonville PD and the fire department and the 911 call center, they're going to still take your calls. They'll operate for emergency service calls. Administrative offices closed today at the police department and fire department. All Onslow County offices and facilities will be closed to the public today. The Onslow County Board of Commissioners special and regular meetings scheduled for today are canceled. They're not going to happen today. They'll get back to us and let us know when. There will be a curfew. It's been in effect since Saturday night at 6 o'clock or after hours from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. daily. This is for the unincorporated areas of Onslow County only. Your local municipality, if you live in Jacksonville, you'll have to find out what they're saying. In Richland, same thing. Holly Ridge, Swansboro, and North Topsail. Those have their own governments, and they decide what they're going to do as far as curfews are concerned. If you've been naughty or you're dumb during this weather emergency or during any similar events in the future, the punishment will include double the amount for the fine that's levied, plus a half hour for any misdemeanor criminal violations and stocks in front of the courthouse, and 1 hour for a felony conviction. I think that would be a good law.
I was going to say, is that according to Rayford Brown?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Slipping over to Craven County. County government facilities will close today for all non-essential personnel due to hazardous road conditions. Due to large amounts of snowfall, driving conditions are extremely dangerous throughout most of Craven County. Law enforcement and first responders, they'll continue operating. Curbside trash and recycling service in Craven County suspended today. All Craven County parks, programs, and facilities closed. All general county services will be suspended. The Craven Area Rural Transit System, that's what they call carts or buses, will not operate today. Senior services meals will not operate today. Law enforcement, first responders, they will. They will remain operational. Call 911 if you need emergency assistance. Don't call and talk about paying a ticket here or there. Don't get out there on the roads and get kind of on the dumb side. There were about 100 wrecks in Onslow County this weekend.
Yep.
100 wrecks. Most of them slip and slides. The police, the highway patrol, they all can't get to it. It's not going to happen. You'll be sitting there forever. You're just going to have to do your own business. If it's involving an injury, I'm sure that they at some point in time will get in touch with you. Here's some facts and figures. This is an historic event for Eastern North Carolina. It will become one that we remember where we were when that big snowstorm happened back in 2026. As already noted, it's been a long time since we had something like this. The chances are pretty good that most of you were not born before 1980. Right? That's the fact here in Oslo County. In the backyard here, some numbers. That's where we had the first big snowfall that I can actually recall.
Yep.
By dawn yesterday, I measured 3.75 inches of snow on the oyster table. It's a stainless top table we have outside, and it's pretty flat, so you can get a good reading of that measuring the snow. It's 12 and a half inches to begin with. The snow still coming down, and I measured later it was 12 3/4 inches. So I'm going to go with that as the final verdict. Important to note, because blowing snow will be trapped along walls. They call it snow drifts. Those are not accurate measurements. It's accurate for a snow drift measurement, but for reporting to the National Weather Service of whatever, that's not what they're looking for.
It's not snowfall.
It's not snowfall. There's no, where I have the table, there's no influence from walls or other surrounding buildings or anything else. Important to note, because blowing snow will be trapped by walls or trees or other structures, forming drifts of snow that can measure quite a bit deeper than the actual amount of snow that has fallen. And we have another caller here. You're live local. Good morning.
Good morning, it's Lee, and I have breaking news.
Oh, it's still cold?
Now, that rodent saw his shadow, and we have 6 more weeks of...
I didn't hang up on you. Did she hang up on me?
I don't know, but she was saying the groundhog saw a shadow, I guess.
That was up there in Pennsylvania.
Satani.
Yeah. Well, it saw it here too.
Yep.
Okay, Lee, are you calling back here? You dropped. What happened to you?
Did you hang up on me?
No, ma'am, I did not. I got a witness sitting right here.
And I can't reach it, so I didn't do
She
it.
wouldn't lie to me.
Well, it's probably the phone service then, but yeah, that rodent just saw a shadow, so there...
And there it goes again.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's weird.
Lee, walk to a window. Go to a window. Go to the light.
And while you're going to the light, I'm going to tell you that Shockwave sat in front of the door staring at it for a good 20 minutes this morning until about 20 after 7.
Snow?
No, I think he was waiting for Lee.
Oh, waiting for Lee to show up. He does that.
And he
every
finally
morning.
gave up.
Yeah, he's going to sleep over there. He likes,
Yeah.
She puts her jacket down over there and he lays on it.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, call back here. We'll
I'm
find out
just a
what's wrong
poor
with you.
substitute.
You may, no, he won't, he doesn't want you won't give him your jacket.
I don't have a jacket.
I guess
I could take my sweater off.
Okie dokie. Anyway, Lee, if you find a spot there, that's the reason that folks, if you have a boat and you think you're going to buy a boat and you don't need a radio on that boat, one of them Marine VHF radios, because you got a cell phone. Well, guess what? It's not worth crap. When you get outside, get in the water, how many times do you drop a call on their good conditions like today? Just sitting in your house and the calls drop. Yeah, she says stupid phone service keeps cutting her off. That's why we don't rely on those for anything serious.
Yep.
Get a radio if you're going to be on a boat. And if you're going to the mountains and this might be hurricane season, Lee, you might want to get yourself a ham radio license. Lee, oh, she did that, didn't she? Because she got trapped up there last year when Hurricane Helene came through and she couldn't talk to anybody.
And all the flooding.
All the flooding and everything else, and the roads blocked. She couldn't get away, couldn't talk to anybody, had no power and no communication.
Couldn't figure out how to get off the mountain.
No, you couldn't get off the mountain. Well, you could, but your body would be picked up down at the bottom.
You'd be swimming.
I'm gonna have to get some more Mountain Dew. I think I got some in that refrigerator. Anyway,
Well, what? What's next?
the reason that some folks will say they had 11 inches of snow in the front yard
Is because they're measuring drifts.
is, but the snow was so deep next to their doors that they couldn't actually even open the door.
Oh, well, I couldn't
we
open
saw
our
that.
doors
We saw
most
that
of the
one.
time.
The garage doors were up, so that was not a problem. The overnight low Saturday night into Sunday morning at the studio was 18. That was within 1 degree what it was in 3 spots around here. Since there was not a lot of heat trapped by the brick walls, the sensor located there was within a degree or so of what the reading was in the open field out there 10 feet above the ground. According to Google's AI weather information, you ready? Jacksonville's snowfall averaged 15 to 20 inches. AI, artificial intelligence, artificial, fake. Around the county, among our fellow ham radio operators with weather stations who went outside to take snow depth measurements with measuring sticks, we got some reports yesterday. Dale and Carol over in Riverbend had 12 inches of snow. Bob lives in the Commons, had 13 and a half inches of snow. Lee, our Lee over there in the back swamp area, Brandy and Zoe and Sean, they all live close to each other, all hams in back swamp. They averaged at about 10 inches at different ham shacks. Lee, our very own little Lady Blue here, had just under a foot. Randy in Southwest reported 11 inches. Roy near Richlands had a tad over a foot. Brian in Swansboro had an average of about 10 inches with the drifts much deeper. So that's the way it was. Over Carteret County?
You know, AI is measuring based on every number that anybody posts on the internet.
Oh, good.
And so people that don't know what they're doing or how to measure are getting included in that.
Oh, poor babies. Ward over in Cedar Point there, just inside Carteret County or just outside Onslow County, he checked the depth of snow there. He had about 8 inches on the average. Some drifts were as deep as 26 inches. In New Bern, it was much like what we actually had here, 12 inches or so. This one surprised me down in Wilmington, where for a while it looked like that was going to be a repeat of the record-setting 1989 blizzard. The port city had almost 6 inches of snow officially yesterday or by yesterday. The further inland you went, the less impact from the coastal storm. The coastal storm is not inland. In Raleigh, had about 3 inches of the white mist. The low pressure system that developed into what we often call a nor'easter, they had all sorts of fancy names for it. Cyclone bomb cyclone, whatever. It's a nor'easter. Developed off the coast beginning Friday. Watching the radar loops showed a distinct circular spin resembling hurricanes. That's what I was watching yesterday.
It was a cold hurricane.
Yeah. An offshoot of such weather events, wrecks. On Interstate 85 on Saturday. Now, this was Saturday. Near Kannapolis. Up to they're estimating 100 vehicles involved in a pileup that shut down part of that road for quite some time. Not sure how many people were actually hurt. The cause of all of those wrecks, people.
That was close to
You were in the
Charlotte.
cars. You were driving.
Yeah.
If you hadn't been there, you wouldn't have had a wreck. Only takes one who thought he could drive in the snow to get the party started. One person who thinks he can drive in the snow. He might be, I drive from up north. I drive in this all the time. No, not necessarily. This is followed by all of the others who were just fine at whatever their choice of cruising speeds was until they had to use their brakes, hoping to avoid the birth of a junkyard in their path. You can bet that the highway patrol troopers were not going to fill out reports for all 100 cars and trucks. Depending upon the availability of troopers, they might be able to take a report where a person was seriously hurt. But for the most part, these types of pileups are left up to the insurance companies to handle. That will mean, my friends who went out there, whether you ran into someone or they ran into you, your insurance company will be dealing with the damage to your car, and you will be subject to whatever rate increases your insurance company decides to award you. You should have stayed home.
Well,
how's that?
Yeah, I mean, it's driving in conditions that you shouldn't be driving in.
Early Saturday, between the snow started here about 12:30 or so. Between then and 5 o'clock, had 29 wrecks. As the roads became more dangerous, first responders were no longer responding with emergency sirens or lights. Good, you shouldn't. That means you will be likely speeding or causing confusion to other people. That just adds to the confusion in such situations. Might take a little longer to get there, but a little late is better than not making it at all. That was a smart move, whoever made that call. As of yesterday, the county reported a total of about 100 different mishaps, wrecks,
Mm-hmm.
slip and slides, whatever, in Onslow County.
That's a lot.
100.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I think people need to remember that there's a lot of stupid out there doing these slip and slides.
Yeah.
And first responders, if they get hurt, there's not a bunch of them. So if
No.
we put them in danger and they get hurt, then who's going to respond?
Yeah. And,
It's crazy.
you know, a $500,000 EMS unit, $1 million fire truck.
Yep.
Or more. I think the new ones cost a whole lot more today. It's and they don't stop on a dime. I don't care what they do. If there's ice down there and a dime on top of it, they can't stop on either. And you touch your brakes, as if you've ever driven out there, I'm sure at some point in time you just tested it to see what will happen when you're on ice covered. Forget the snow. Snow itself, you'll stop. Once that snow gets packed down by cars going over it, it when it's compressed, it thaws very quickly, but then it refreezes very quickly.
Yep.
And then you have a layer of ice. Your treads on your tires are useless. It's kind of like driving on glass.
It is. Everything is useless.
Yep. Thought about your electricity? We got lucky. We're going to get slammed pretty hard, though. That thing over there putting out heat is sucking down money like you've never seen before.
Yep.
It's okay. We all know we're going to use it, and we'll just have to pay the consequences. We're going to get slammed really hard given the temperatures we've been subjected to. Remember those days of yesteryear and 8 to 10 power bills, $8 to $10 a month power bills. You remember those?
Yep.
We had them.
Vaguely.
Yeah, vaguely. I didn't have an air conditioner at the time. Put an air conditioner in and went up to $12, $15. I said, we'll take that air conditioner out.
Well, some of the power companies were requesting that people turn back
That's
their
where we're going now.
things a little bit.
There is an issue facing power companies that could put a major damper on our lives. Once the peak load is reached, I don't know how much that's going to be, but the more we draw this electricity and the more stuff that we use, we keep going here, there, and everywhere. The more that we're doing, those generators that the power companies have will be really running wide open. 1 more kilowatt could see failures in the system.
Yep.
It could overload the system. With weather like we're having, that will really make our lives miserable.
Yeah, they've requested that you unplug everything you're not using in your house, because I don't know if most people know this, but those things continue to draw electricity if they're plugged in.
All those little chargers that you got plugged in, they are actually, if you feel the charger and that charging device,
if it's hot,
one of those has a warm feeling to it,
mm-hmm.
it's because it's getting electricity. It's using electricity. Very little, but how many of those do you have? 40, 30 of them in your house, probably.
Yeah.
Hair dryer, water, electric heaters.
Anything that heats up like a dryer, a washing machine, anything that uses water that has to be heated.
I know that it's really miserable trying to take a shower in quickly and in less hot water. I do like a hot water shower in the mornings. It just makes you feel warm all over. It's miserable trying to get dressed when you're freezing.
Yep.
But we need to cut back.
Yeah.
And
If your power strip comes on, that extra power strip thing, then probably that's an indication that you would help everybody if you start unplugging and turning your thermostat back.
Reduce the thermostat.
Just a little bit.
If the power strip comes on, it's going to really be sucking enough juice down, because your normal heating system, and a lot of us are very familiar with the types of HVAC units and this is not the weather they're made for. Okay.
No, not
so
the all electric.
They have these electric strips there that will come on. Now, those electric strips, they have to really draw a lot of current, a lot of juice from the power grid
Yes.
to heat up. So here's what Jones Onslow is suggesting and why. We will want and therefore use more electricity between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. daily.
Right.
Okay. A lot of us, especially in this area, get up early. You start doing things early.
Well, and it's the coldest part of the day.
And that's the
4
coldest part of
a.m.
the day. Normal requirements for people getting up and heading for work or school, that's just the way things are under normal conditions. Loads of electricity. You use your hair dryer, your water electric heaters. You take a morning shower. It's hot. Of course, it's miserable trying to get ready when you're freezing. I understand that. I've done it and don't like it. One thing that will save loads of juice, reduce our heating needs by 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 degrees. If you generally use it from between 4 and 10 a.m. at 72 degrees, drop it to 68. Remember, 68 used to be kind of like the normal when we were trying to conserve energy in the early 70s, when everybody was trying to conserve energy before they called it going green. Well, we got something called going green today, but we don't think about saving electricity.
I remember at 8:13, I would keep the heat in the winter at 68.
Yep.
And Rayford would come in and dress very, very warmly because he would complain that it was like an icicle.
Yeah, but I cut
in
wood
the
and built a
house.
fire. They had a fireplace, and I chopped wood every day, and I
Yeah.
got those walls warm, and it did not need the electricity because it stayed warm.
Yep. And it was concrete block house.
Yep.
So
Shower in the
stayed warm.
evening before you go to bed. Okay. Make sure you close your doors tight when you step outside of your house. Put weather stripping underneath. With the way the wind blows right now, if you think those windows that you've got or your doors are airtight, strike a match or hold a candle up there near them and see what happens. Wind will be coming through. That's just the way things are. It's hard to get an opening to close securely, and especially if you've got old weather stripping. Put a towel underneath the door that you should not be opening every hour on the hour.
the fact that our cat likes to sit and watch the birds outside.
Yeah.
I've been at many more windows than I usually
They're
am
cold,
at.
aren't
Well,
they?
in the bedroom particularly, I need to do some more caulking in there because when I went over there, I went, ooh,
There's lots of
cold
things you can
air
do,
coming in through here.
and now would be a good time. Not today. Don't go out there and do it, but you can when this gets out and about, and you're making your trips to the big box stores, the hardware stores. Go ahead and pick up some weather stripping. Take a look, see what you've got. Even if you get that temporary stick around the windows that you can take off when you get ready to open the windows, that will hold in a lot of heat. That will help keep the heat inside and the cold outside. All right. If you want some tips, go to your even if it's not your power provider, Jones Onslow or Duke Energy. What do they call it? Progress Energy. I'm not sure what the other one is called these
Progress
days.
is one.
Yeah, there used to be Carolina Power and Light Company. Then it became something else. And then it became something else. I don't know what it is. Whoever you pay your bill to, you can go to their website, and they will have all sorts of tips for cold weather.
Yeah. We're
Ways to
CP&L,
save.
but I think like the Northwoods area, I believe is Duke.
It's a combination.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I think Lee has Jones Onslow. She lives in Northwood. She's right on the border, and other people over there have Duke.
mm-hmm.
So it's Duke Energy, Power, Progressive. It used to be whatever. Original name was Carolina Power and Light. Local and state cops, we're going to get away from the weather for just a second. Local and state cops aren't always like those in Minnesota who have been following orders to refuse to help federal lawmen round up illegal aliens. Stands to reason that people get hurt when there is interagency squabble issues. That's not the case in West by God, Virginia. There, the locals had no problems playing nice with ICE. There's a bumper sticker that they should adopt. I made that up. Play nice with ICE. But the local and state cops were playing nice with ICE, with the result being the arrest of 650 illegals over a 2-week period of time. We didn't even hear about it, did we?
Mm-mm.
No fuss, no muss. No one got killed. No one got hurt otherwise.
What area of Virginia? Do you know?
West Virginia.
I was going to say, my guess would
Pretty
be.
sure the story would have been much easier, much better in Minnesota if just two men, the governor and the Minneapolis mayor, had not decided to play politics with this whole mess. The result, they played and two people died. The governor and the mayor, to me, are totally responsible for those actions. If they had stood their ground and had done and upheld their duties, upheld what the law requires, their oath of office, if they had abided by their oath of office, the likelihood those two people would be alive today. If they had put a calming factor out there instead of saying, get your cameras and get out there and get in ISIS face and take their pictures, two people would be alive today. They killed them, in my opinion. How proud they must be when they lay their heads down for a good night's sleep every night. Peaceful protest is one thing. There's nothing about driving your car into an ICE agent. Nothing about getting into the face, like in the pictures that I saw, getting into the face of federal agents or even state cops and bashing them within inches of their face. You are in my space now when you do that. You will be moved or removed from my space if you do that. But these cops were ordered to stand down. No, I wouldn't be a cop there. If that's the crap they have to put up with, no way on God's green earth. Take a lesson from West by God, Virginia, Minnesota. They had no problems. ICE came in, they did the job that they're required to do, that they took an oath of office to do, and there were no issues. Done. We've been down to the islands a bunch.
Yep. I like to be there about now.
Yeah, it's in Bonaire, the average daytime high right now is 79. The average nighttime low is 78.
That's so sad.
Bonaire and other islands that we've been to the Virgin Islands, they got these little critters down there. They look kind of ugly to most people. To me, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They climb trees. They get up. They got long tails, very long tails. And you were feeding them one time up in the little hills there in Bonaire, the little tiny ones, and a bunch of, 1 or 2 feet long, and a whole bunch of them came out. They have you surrounded.
Oh, yeah. They were trying to climb up my legs.
Yeah, they're iguanas.
Well, and we have a picture of a couple of the giant ones. I think I was nose to nose with one of them.
Yeah, when we've stayed there, these iguanas, they're that's where they belong, down in those warm climates. And I'm not sure. One of them crawled over onto the second floor where we had our room on that particular year we were there. He was up on the second floor balcony outside. He got in, but he couldn't get out.
Yep.
And did you take the ironing board and build a ramp
for
it?
Did.
Yeah,
I just put a ramp.
Actually, she took the ironing board. She was trying to beat him to death so we could have some dinner.
I was not. I love them.
No, she put an ironing board out, and he stood there and looked at us because I got pictures of him, and he looked at us just fine. He's probably about 3 feet long, including the tail.
He was big enough that it would have been hard for him to leap.
Yeah, he couldn't make that
up
one.
there.
That would have been a hard fall. So you put a ramp out there for him, and he got up and he managed to get out. Not all on his own, no problem, with a little assist from Robbie.
And I decided I should just leave it out there while we were there because somebody else might need it.
Yeah. Some big old lizards are again falling out of the trees here in the United States of America. Lizards, these are reptiles, and they don't like cold weather. Iguanas live, like I said, normally in warm climates, but when the weather takes a sudden turn for the cold, iguanas hanging out, sleeping in trees, they often fall out. That's what happens many times in Florida. In the south of Florida, where their iguanas are all over the place too, it gets cold.
Yep.
Drew, I'll get it all out together in a minute. Drew, I had email exchange with him last night,
Mm-hmm.
and he had went to a wedding somewhere outside Miami. He lives in Miami Shores, and it was 23 degrees somewhere else in Florida.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not native to Florida, these iguanas. Good morning. You're live and local.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing good. I'm calling to tell you why I decided to say compliments after getting out of the military. And mine is being from Ohio. My mother asked me if I was going to be coming home, and I was like, no, I think the only white stuff that I would like under my feet is sand, not snow. So that's why I
There you
stayed.
go. This is Kathy. Why are you up and about this morning? It's too cold to be out.
Oh, Rafer, I could have called in at 4 o'clock.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten me.
I know.
You could have called them. You could have reached out on a ham radio. You could have got me, you and Christy, to get your
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah, the squirrels weren't even out, so I decided I wasn't going to go out either. So I was just looking outside at pure darkness. So, but anyhow, So, how much snow did you guys get over to your house?
12 3/4 inch.
We're almost right behind you, about 12 inches here. So the birds are outside just loving it. So I don't get it. It's called snowbirds, I guess, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I thought those were those guys that came down from up north and stayed.
No, those are the ones that like to sand under their feet and not the snow.
Ah, gotcha. They're the smart ones. Get out of Dodge. Okay.
That's right. Get out of there.
Is Chris out there shoveling the walkways for you? You're not feeding the squirrels, are you?
Oh, no, I am not feeding the squirrels. And yes, Chris is here, and I'm going to put him on before he starts diving into his Cheerios.
Oh.
Yeah, so here is the man with plans. Hang on one second.
I was out twice yesterday putting food out for the squirrels and the birds.
Oh, were you?
Uh-huh.
Well, get them good and fat. We might need them.
Well,
That's not even funny.
Actually, the squirrels, good morning, both. Yeah, the squirrels came down this morning for the first time, but the birds are actually loving this. They can eat the bird seed without the squirrels trying to chase them away to get it. And the deer have been fed, and humans have been fed, and it's a beautiful sight. Of course, here on Briar Neck Road, some people have ventured out. The neatest thing so far that we've seen through all of this is 2 people riding horses on Briar Neck Road to get around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have horses down the road, and they were out going for a little walk yesterday with the horses.
I got to exercise the horses. Wonder where
Well, the
Timmy is.
horses have nice long legs.
Yeah,
the snow
they
shouldn't
can
bother
go,
them
they
too
go in
much.
deep stuff. What about those little old short donkeys?
Well, they also have those Shetland ponies, the little small ones. And,
Yeah.
They'd be big snowballs by this point in time.
Yeah,
yeah.
They'd be looking, trying to peer over the top of the snow. So anyway.
Yeah, but everything is good. I think local officials have been making the right calls so far. Based on the reports of accidents here in Onslow County and across the state, and as much as people get a little cabin fever, I think one more day, and people will be able to start getting out a little bit more. But it's the back roads, as Robbie, we all know, is the problem. And
well, you guys with kiddies in school, you're going to have to pay attention to what the school systems say. So check their websites.
It's all about the buses.
It's about the school buses. I mean, it may be great where you are, but don't forget those roads that are dead end roads where they got kids living down there. They have to go down and find a way to turn around, and there are ditches. Trust me, every dead end road that I had to go down and turn around in with the school bus when I drove it, it was ditches on both sides. So,
one good thing that may help us is that it's going to shut down, I don't know, hopefully DC for a little while, and that'll stop people like Hakeem Jeffries from running his mouth. Somehow he still makes it on the news every weekend.
Well, it didn't stop the idiots in Minnesota. They have snow all the time.
Well, I think you mentioned it before you said the word Minnesota. So,
I forgot.
I don't think you're going to see anybody out protesting right now. I think watching
some of the videos people are posting. It's nice to see the kids enjoying sledding, which is something they wouldn't be able to do normally. And the different types of apparatus that they're making the sleds out of.
Yeah.
Trash can lids, which we've always done.
What did you do? What did you do as a kid when it snowed around here? As far as sledding was concerned.
Actually, I was never a kid when it snowed here.
Okay.
But we would go up north. I remember in the early 70s, we would go up north every Christmas to visit our relatives. And up there, when you came from the south, you wore the garbage bags around your legs.
Yep.
And up there, they had things ready for you to do sledding and things like that. But more than likely, right now, probably the tubes for the pool would make good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Some people I know use trash can lids. Not sure I'd like to do that one, but
I don't think they got handles on them now. I think they'd be a little rough.
yeah, they'd be a little rough. And if anyone watched the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and you maybe get something on the bottom of it to make it lightning fast,
yeah.
you'll never stop.
If you were in college, you were stealing the trays from the cafeteria
Oh, yes.
to go out and sled with.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
They didn't mind it so
Robbie,
much if you brought them back in one piece, but
Now, I have to ask, because everyone else is wondering the same question. Robbie, is this from experience that
Yes.
you're saying?
it is. It
Okay.
is, unfortunately.
Guaranteed. Growing up here, we didn't have a lot of snow back in the days when I was a kid, but occasionally it would. And my neighbors next door, their dad was from Tennessee. He's a retired Marine.
Yep.
And he brought with him from there a sled, a real honest to goodness one of those sleds. So that's what we had to go over on the golf course and play with, because they got some little hills over there
Yep.
at the Jacksonville
they
Country
do.
Club. So that and the top, the hill, which was the top of the fallout shelter in the back here, that was our own little man-made hill, and we used that. Probably with that, there were trees there.
Yeah.
Dodge a tree.
Yeah. Interesting. The Olympics starts this Friday, and we're having our own little Olympics here now. So, a friend of mine asked me, he said, "So what time are we teeing it up?" I said, well, "As long as we can lift, clean, and place. I'll name the time, and I'll be at the golf course." So I don't think a lot's going to be happening. Golf courses, or I don't even know if gymnasiums are going to open up right now. But I think people, although you get cabin fever, just be patient, because you don't want to overwork our law enforcement.
No,
and rescue
please.
personnel.
No. And they've got their hands full just getting from point A to point B to direct traffic when the intersections get jammed up, when people wreck.
Yeah.
And please don't go crashing into yellow lights. Don't go trying to hurry up to get through. That's today it's worse than ever, because the minute somebody else hits the brakes, they're going to turn sideways, and more. You might make it through. Hopefully, somebody will have you on a dash cam somewhere so they can turn it into the popo.
Yeah, and you cannot see black ice.
You can't.
No, and people don't understand that. And anything that melts today, we all know is going to freeze again tonight.
In the morning. Yep.
So people just be patient, and don't give Lee something to watch more than what she's already watching, because I know she had watched NASCAR's Clash when they did have it over the weekend, and that's what it'll be in Jacksonville. It'll look like NASCAR crashes.
Yeah, crash-a-rama. We don't need that. We don't want it.
No.
So, just be nice. Just play nice.
Yeah.
So anyway.
There you go. Well, y'all are doing a great job.
This too shall pass, as they say.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And I'll keep my comments about the next one coming until we're back in the studio. Oh,
Okay.
I let it out early. Sorry. Okay.
I hadn't told you about my vacation coming up, but I'll talk to you about it later. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Chris.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I will go back to those iguanas here first, though. But Florida, somebody brought over iguanas some years ago, apparently, and they got loose, or they cut them loose when they outgrew being little babies. Remember those people that used to buy little tiny alligators and they turn them loose and some of them in the cities sewers up?
It's how we got all the alligators in the creeks here.
No, they
It is.
They were natural.
No,
Yeah,
somebody let them go.
North part of this is the northernmost part of the reign of the gator, shall we say, is eastern North Carolina, is southeastern North Carolina particularly. There's not a whole lot of gators anywhere north of here, but they hibernate here. They've been doing this for longer than we've been.
So we're the
alive.
northern edge
This
of the
is
gator
This
gator
is pretty much,
population.
yeah, because most of the year it's okay for them. And they hibernate during the wintertime. They get in the mud and bury themselves up in the swamps and stuff. But the iguanas, also another reptile, they got loose in Florida, and they're all over the place in southern Florida, particularly. It's nice and warmer there most of the years, year round. But occasionally these iguanas, they get up in trees, and a cold sun comes along, and they're up in the trees sleeping or whatever. They fall out. They're
They're
fallen iguanas.
cold-blooded, so when the temperature goes down, their systems
they're
shut
not
down.
Mobile. A lot of those iguanas were stolen, picked up by old people down, sailors and whatever, making the trips from, and a lot of visitors to the islands. They would put them in their boats or whatever and bring them back. Raise them for pets for a while, and then they got loose, and then they multiplied, and now they're everywhere.
And then they got really big.
They're so ugly that they're cute, and they can get very big, several feet in length. They're vegetarians.
I like iguanas.
They're vegetarians, but they look like little monsters when you look at them.
Mm-hmm.
And they do climb trees. I got pictures of one climbing the tree.
Yep.
And some cool pictures of it. Native to any number of the Caribbean islands. They're neat. They're really neat. Now, here's what's happening in Florida. Normally, you cannot mess with or do anything else with iguanas unless you have a permit.
Mm-hmm.
They have suspended that requirement. They're saying for visitors, residents, anybody in Florida, if you find an iguana cold, you feel free to wrap it up and take it to the nearest wildlife refuge location. They'll take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the state of Florida is doing. Suspending any requirements for permits. Take them home and warm them up if you want to, but don't keep them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to do that.
And you should return them to wherever you found them when they were cold.
And if they need to be revived and you're not in the mood to take care of them, because they can be a little bit high maintenance, when they're inside.
Mm-hmm.
You got to walk them like a dog. You got to do this. They are wild animals, period. They're not vicious. They're vegetarians. You can hand feed them. I wouldn't get my fingers real close to the mouth, but that's just me. I don't trust anything like that. But you can pick them up and then take them to any wildlife resources place in Florida. Don't bring them here, and you can, and that'll be fine. Don't want to see them freeze to death.
We used to have one under the front porch at
An iguana?
813, some kind of big lizard. I don't think he was an iguana, but he was a pretty good sized lizard.
Yeah, those are those, whatever they call
He
them.
was about 3 feet long.
Man,
I mean, with his tail, his
Yeah.
body was maybe 18 inches.
okie dokie. You guys, what did you do? Anything in particular that you had fun with?
As a kid,
No. Well, as a kid, what did you do when it snowed? I know what I did.
we used to sled and take
Yeah.
plastic bags and slide around on
Mhm.
a big plastic garbage bag.
Yeah.
And when I was not here, when I was
Yeah.
In
So
college.
here's the thing. After you got out of high school here, you moved up to the Greensboro area to go to school. You had snow there.
Greensboro doesn't have a lot of snow either.
Yeah,
Honestly,
but
it's like in
You had
some it's in some bubble. And I can only remember when I was in college, I was in Greensboro about 8 years. I only remember snow maybe twice.
Really?
Yeah. And we had, And I remember it mostly because one of my roommates was from Florida and had never seen snow. So it started snowing and
Yeah.
she just went
I
crazy.
bet you did. Anyway, then you moved around the country and you stayed up in cold country a lot.
Yeah, I was in Iowa for a while. I was in New York for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It snows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Those two places where I was upstate New York. We saw a lot of snow
Mm-hmm.
south of Buffalo.
And y'all just had it just total recreation,
Yeah,
skiing,
I didn't
doing
know
things to break your arms and legs.
when I was doing my master's program at UNCG. One of the people that I worked with was from Wisconsin and found out that I had never skied, and so she and some friends were gonna take me. It was a vacation, like a Christmas vacation.
She wanted to break your leg, didn't she?
Well, I had to be able to run a mile without being winded. So I had to train to cross country ski. So I went up there. They got me skis. I skied. It was 20 below zero
No,
when I was skiing.
not going to happen.
But I did it because, how often was I going to be back in Wisconsin?
Never.
So no, I worked there for a while. Anyway, it was pretty cold, but I enjoyed it. That was my first honest to gosh recreational thing, winter sport.
Mm.
And I loved it. After that, when I was in Iowa, I used to ski a lot, downhill ski.
Mm.
And I had ice skates. I learned to skate. It was fun.
Well, I've never lived in places that were cold on a regular basis. Obviously, it gets cold here. Coldest I've ever been. The outside temperature was in Wilmington, of all places. And that was December 25th at 6 a.m., 1989.
I was thinking about it. I think it was the Christmas that I was coming home in that snowstorm. Because after I thought about it for a little while, I remembered, because there were a lot of parties around Christmas, New Year's Eve. Susie and I went to, and King and I went to some
Her husband.
party, and it was after there was still snow on the ground, as I recall.
There was snow on the ground after that event that year because there was 17, 18 inches of snow in Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
There was snow on the beach because I had a big Jeep and I could go pretty much anywhere, and I did. And I plowed through a lot of snow.
Yeah,
just to get people to work.
I was telling Rayford last night I drove through that snowstorm. I left New York and drove, and I didn't hit snow until I got almost to DC. And then it started snowing, and from DC to the North Carolina border, by that time the roads were covered. I just pulled in behind a truck and came all the way into the exit, Rocky Mount exit, and got off the interstate. And by that time, the roads were so bad and it was getting dark because it'd taken me a long time to get that far. And so I pulled in, got the last room in a motel outside of Rocky Mount, someplace off of 95, 85, whichever, I forget.
95.
And waited till the next morning when the sun came up, because there were two storms, as I recall, or two pieces of this storm. It was the one that chased me that far. And then when I got up the next morning, there was another wave coming in. And so another storm chased me east. And I went all the way down so I could stay on 70 and come in on 70 because it was 4 lanes more of the way. And I was putting along, and I was driving a Toyota Celica, a little car.
Yeah.
And
Real
people
little
were
car.
off the roads everywhere. How I made it back to eastern North Carolina, I don't know, but I did. And just ahead, I mean, I got here, I'm not kidding, this storm was chasing me. I wouldn't have been able to do it had I waited any longer than I waited. And as soon as I parked, like an hour or 2 hours later, there was tons of snow on the ground. It was just quite the experience. That was the second snowstorm I'd ever driven through.
Don't care for it. Didn't like it then. Don't like it now. Won't ever like it. It interferes with anything else and everything else that I like to do.
Yep.
Period. Bottom line.
Yep.
The only good thing about snow was in the day, you got a day off. But here's the bad thing. How many of you people are old? Okay, really old. Do you all, any of you ever remember when there was a bad weather day or something happened that you had to actually, they had school on a Saturday to make up for that day during the year?
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. I had to go, I think, 2 different times at elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
2 different times we had to make it up on Saturday. It was a makeup day.
Huh.
That was weird.
Well, I mean, I would have had to have done it too because we were both here in Jacksonville
Yeah.
at the time.
So what a mess. Okay, let's 910-333-0139. Want to chat? We're going to do some quick shot at the weather again here and tell you what the latest miserable conditions are and what you can look forward to. Boating is not good, not today. Small craft advisory is in effect, and it will be that way all day today and most of tonight. Tomorrow will be a little bit different. Northwesterly winds today, 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas, they're big. That's why there's a small craft warning in effect. They're 5 to 7 feet. You don't want to be in that.
Are you sure? Because I think we've been fishing in 5 to 7 before.
We didn't have a little boat.
Ah.
So it says small craft advisory.
Oh, okay. So the 30-foot Grady's not considered a small craft.
No, it's in the intermediate place, but it also is not meant for
Well, it was like
freezing water.
it was like being in a washing machine. I'll tell
It
you.
was. We've been out there like that. Things
On the spin cycle.
things would generally break bad when you get out there, and that's when you have the issues. And it was one of the fishing tournaments. A bunch of the guys were on board, George and Bill and John probably, and we were out there around the Big Rock out of Moorhead.
Yeah.
And there was a thunderstorms, and it was coming towards us. So we turned around, went the other way, and I started going faster and faster, and it was getting closer and closer. I finally did a right angle to it because it was coming up straight on our stern, miles behind us, but it was there.
That was one of those tournaments in Moorhead, wasn't it? Because I remember you guys coming in.
Yeah,
Yep,
we came in fast.
you did.
When I could see land, the faster I could get. I'll tell you that right now. Because when you're out there on the water, we put antennas down, all sorts of stuff. You got a 8-foot antenna on top of a boat that is 10 feet off the water, and you got 22, 23-foot aluminum outriggers hanging out there. No. Those are called lightning rods. So we were putting everything down, but we're still 10 feet above water, the highest thing out there.
Well, it seems like those outriggers would help keep you balanced.
No. Those not the kind of outriggers they are. Anyway, today's seas 5 to 7, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers going to be choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop sometime later this afternoon. Tomorrow, westerly winds 5 to 10. Southwesterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 3 to 5 footers, only about 2 feet near shore. Sounds and rivers, a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Wednesday, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop. Today, the Lee report. How's that? This is the Lee's version.
Okay.
Stormy. No, I'm kidding. Sunny with a high near 34 degrees. It's going to warm up a little bit.
It's only 16 now.
Well, yeah. We got all day long to get to 34.
Well, it's going to take a while.
Wind chill values as low as -3 today. Yep. It's going to be breezy. Northwesterly winds. Tonight, mostly clear. A low, they say 13. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. A high near 44. Yay. Thank you. The wind's going to be light, but it'll switch around to the south. Only about 5 miles an hour in the afternoon. A warm southerly wind will be good tomorrow. And 44-degree temperatures. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be down to 31. It won't get to be that sub really cold, frigid freezing, but 31 tomorrow night.
It'll still freeze any water that's still on the roads.
But it'll be a surface freeze. So that'll be the good part. And precipitation chance tomorrow night, 30%. That's the rain. Now, Wednesday, going to get wet. It's going to be warm, 49 degrees. cloudy, high near 49, chance of precipitation way up there 70%. So we can look forward to Wednesday night, maybe Thursday this week. All this white crap will be gone.
Huh.
How's that sound? I'm happy. Good riddance. Don't
I
want to say it.
think maybe the western part of the state's expecting snow again
Good,
this
they're
weekend.
400 miles from me.
Well, I'm just saying.
Good. Y'all keep it. If you need extra, we'll ship what we got to you.
It'll all be water by that time.
All right, check with if you've got any appointments with your doctors or you got a flight somewhere, check with your airlines. The chances are you're not going to be able to get there as soon as you thought you were if you've got to leave from this area.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Onslow, the airport here at Albert J. Ellis Airport, is closed or not, or I don't have any clues. Haven't seen anything. Nothing's crossed the desk this morning. So check with your airlines before making the drive. Also, city offices, I will tell you, they're closed today in Jacksonville. Recreation facilities, the cities, they're closed today. The sanitation, they're not going to pick up your trash today. If it's scheduled for today, it's likely going to happen tomorrow because I'm guessing the trash trucks will be moving in the morning. We'll try to get all that cleared up for the rest of the week. I don't know what day. Ours is normally on Tuesday, so I'm going to guess it's going to be on Wednesday, but I'm doing nothing but guessing. Check their website, as you should be doing. The police and the fire people, they will respond to 911 calls. Don't make it frivolous, please. Don't talk about somebody who's dropped a load of trash on your yard or you're mad with your neighbor. Unless he's shooting at you, just wait until another day. All Onslow County offices and facilities are closed to the public today. The Board of Commissioners meeting, they had a regular one and a special session today. They've been canceled. A curfew will remain in effect at least as of today for tonight from 6 p.m. until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's been that way Saturday night and Sunday night. So hang in there. You don't want to get out there anyway. If you have any questions and you live in any of the cities or towns around in Onslow County or surrounding counties, call your city hall. Best yet, if you got internet, go to their website. Hopefully they will be posting everything on their website. We're getting a lot of information from them. Craven County, pretty much like Onslow County, things are closed. Check with them. If you've got anything you want to do, just check with them before you get out there and try to play games, okay? Anyone else? 910-333-0139 want to chat about anything, feel free to do so. Now is your time. Whew. I need some Mountain Dew.
Huh?
I need some Mountain Dew.
Is that get me some Mountain
It's
Dew?
a request. Please, it's in that refrigerator. I have sucked this one down dry. And let's see who. I'm singing along here just to get somebody's attention. Good morning. How are you?
Not bad, and you?
Oh, I'm not as cold as I have been, but still cold and a little bit colder than you are.
Well, it was 36 this morning when I got out.
36.
Yeah, and raining iguanas.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. That's not the first time you guys have had a cold stun event with iguanas, right?
Yeah, but they become such a problem down here that the governor signed an executive order allowing people to pick them up if they fall and bring them into the ASPCA or wherever, and they're gonna do away with them.
Oh, really?
Humanely, yep. They're gonna humanely. Anyone
is that what they said? I didn't know that. I thought they were just going to revive them and send them back out to the wild.
No, they normally that's what they do. You just leave them. And you normally just leave them alone if it doesn't get a real deep freeze.
Uh-huh.
As soon as the weather warms up, they'll hop up and run around again.
Yeah.
But the governor authorized them to bring them in, and I mean I don't know anybody that hasn't run over an iguana in the street. There's that many of them down here now. It's just you play golf, they're all over the golf courses. So it's just unbelievable.
Do they steal golf balls?
Do what?
Do they steal golf balls? Do they look like eggs?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't play golf. I mean, I tried once, and my father said he'd never take me out again.
Well, like I always say, I never hit anything that I have to chase.
We spent the weekend in the beautiful town of Eustis, Florida. It's up by about an hour and a half, hour 10 minutes north of Orlando.
Now, in sunny Florida, where it's nice and warm year round, because you always tell me that, what was the temperature in this place in Central Florida that you went to see?
When we got up in the morning, it was 23, and it was 23 again this morning, although we bailed out and come home yesterday. But the problem with the wedding is it was in a pavilion. It had a roof and no walls. Now they did put canvas sheets up, but the other problem Saturday night was they had about a sustained 20-mile-an-hour wind with gusts to 40, 45.
Yeah, they call that a sail.
And I mean, here you got all these women in these backless dresses.
Yep.
And it was cold. There's no other way to describe it. And, I don't know why they picked this place. The bathrooms were one of these portable bath trailers they bring in with 3 outhouses on it and stuff. And, I mean, anybody that had to go in there and sit was in trouble.
Wait, hold on. They had three outhouses on it. Okay.
It's three doors. You can't call them outhouses. They're fancy.
I know that. But there's a he, a she, and a what else?
It was a he, a she, and a family. In case anybody had kids there. But kids were not at the wedding, so that's just how they make the damn things. It was. I won't tell you what it was, because you're not allowed to use that kind of language on the radio. My poor wife. You know my wife.
Oh, God.
She almost froze totally to death.
Well, I'm sure she has no beat on her bones. I'm sure she was freezing.
And our granddaughter was a flower girl.
Oh, Lord.
And she was freezing.
Dressed in a parka, was she?
No, she had a very pretty white dress and with a pure white jacket, not fleecy, but quilted jacket on over it so she helped a little bit, but she had gloves on, and somebody, I think they bought them as a joke, put a bowl of hand warmers on the table out there where you go hors d'oeuvres and stuff, and she had them shoved in her gloves, she had them shoved in her jacket, my wife says she could figure out how to do it, she was going to put them in her tights. But
I can understand that. That's the one time that men haven't made, you got that big old tuxedo on, and you can put long johns underneath that. I've done that before for an outdoor event that I had.
A couple people told me they did, but I didn't think that far in advance. But, the problem with people living in South Florida, I'm sure you have a nice wool suit that's fairly warm or whatever. Ours are all lightweight. Because if you get anything heavy, when you have to wear it in the summer, you die.
I'm trying to think of any event that I need a suit to go to these days, and I just don't have to. If I really got to dress up, there's a tuxedo. There's 2 of them back there. I'll wear one of those. Otherwise, I just wear the same old clothes day in and day out.
I've got a tailor that I go to that I love him. But the last time I wore this suit, I bought it when we lost Sean.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And since then, I'm probably 40 pounds lighter than I was.
Oh, wow.
Because back then I was at my biggest. I was about 245 pounds. And so I took it down there and put it on. And when he stopped laughing, he says, "Come back in a week." And I went back and got it. It fit me like a glove. It was perfect.
Did he have enough material left over to make you another coat?
I don't know what he did with it. But I mean, it was I mean, this was hilarious. But we were supposed to stay last night, but, you know, we get up in the morning, it was 23 again.
No.
And
Goodbye.
even if we went and had a nice breakfast someplace, what are you going to do, sit in the hotel room all day long?
Yeah.
So I threw my wife and dog in the car, and away we went. We came home.
It works for me. I would too.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I thought about going to your home yesterday, day before yesterday. Good
I
God.
was thinking about going and seeing it because we're already 4 hours up the coast. It was only other roughly 5 hours to go to Atlanta. I was thinking about going up and seeing a friend of mine as long as we're, and boy, am I glad I didn't think that one too.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Close to doing that one.
Mhm. Well, it's up to 17 degrees now. It was down to 9 here a little while ago, but it's up to 17.
Yeah, I saw your pictures in the middle of the night where you set up.
Jesus. Jeez, what a mess.
Claudia says that our poor little dog would have disappeared in the snow as she tried to go out on your deck.
For sure. I couldn't. We can't get on the deck. Hadn't even been able to get the door open to get on the deck, and I'm not going to get out there and shovel it. I got to climb the steps, slippery, fall, break something. Then I'd be in the hospital. Then what am I going to do? No. I stay on level ground. I stay on level ground. Took the snow shovel, cleared a path, and that's it. As long as I could get to my Jeep and drive around in the Jeep and smash all that mess down, I felt better. Made me feel better.
The only problem we've got is, you know, most of the houses down here don't have reverse cycle ACs.
Yeah.
They got what they call heat strips.
Yeah. Expensive things. And they don't heat very well either.
all it's like is a big toaster. It blows air across a hot coil.
Yep.
And it's been running solid since we got home, and the house is still about 66. You seem to get it above that.
Yep. Overcoats.
So, yeah, stay in bed.
That too. All right.
Nice woman in the covers.
Drew, we appreciate it, sir.
You guys be safe.
Yeah, come when it's warm. Bye.
Okay.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.
U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson gave his prediction for when the partial government shutdown, did you know we got one? We got it, is going to end as he fends off Democrats who are trying to kill funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Johnson was on NBC yesterday and said he is hopeful that the shutdown will end at least by tomorrow, by Tuesday of this week. The Senate on Friday passed a funding bill that separates DHS funding and allows a 2-week window for Congress to debate that topic specifically while allowing the rest of the government to move forward. You know what? Defund Homeland Security. Do you have any idea? Do they have any idea what comes under Homeland Security? How many law enforcement organizations? What they actually do in addition to ICE? You guys got your drawers on a wad and you need to get your acts together. I'm sorry. ICE is going to be with us. Border Patrol is going to be with us. If they have to cut out Homeland Security, if they have to defund Homeland Security, they're going to put FBI agents out there arresting illegals. You understand that, right? They are federal agents. They're going to put federal game wardens. They're going to be sent out there to arrest illegals. They're going to arrest the illegals because they've committed crimes. What are you going to do? Defund everything? You want the National Guard out there arresting illegals? The National Guard does not deal with individuals one-on-one a lot. They're there for other purposes. Do you want federal troops? How about would you like the 82nd Airborne Division coming in to arrest the illegals? That might get things done. You know, the Coast Guard comes under funding from Homeland Security. What are you going to do? We've got the biggest bunch of buffoons, as Kelly used to say, a bunch of boobs in Congress. That's what we've got up there. Johnson said, I'm confident that we'll do it at least by Tuesday. We have a logistical challenge of getting everyone in town, and because of the conversation I had with Hakeem Jeffries, I know that we've got to pass a rule and probably do this mostly on our own. That's speaking as a Republican. There should not be an us and a them. It should not be a left and a right. It should be Congress and Congress. It should be representatives. You can be conservatives, you can be liberals or whatever. You should not represent just one faction of the people and not another. And if you got the people on the extreme left, the people on the extreme right, they're both about as dumb as dirt. Except the dirt that I've got in this yard out here is smarter. Maybe we should be just taking samples from all of our Congress people and sending them to our Department of Agriculture to see what they're lacking. We do it with dirt from our gardens and yards, don't we? We take samples from all of our garden stuff in our yards and we send it out to the Department of Agriculture in Raleigh, and they tell us what's lacking, what's needed. If we took samples from all of these Congress people, who would we send it to? A pathologist or somebody? Maybe they could tell us what's wrong with them and what's lacking. We've got to do something to get this back on track. And just deciding that we're not going to let ICE go out and enforce the laws is why we are here today now. We had people not enforcing the laws, and it wasn't Democrats or Republicans. It was both. Both were in charge over the decades, and they got very slack. They let some in, they kept some out. They did token jobs. They tried to find the drug dealers and keep them out. That didn't work either. It's all or nothing, folks. You cannot partially enforce a law. That's not what laws are about. It's not what the laws are about. If the laws are on the books, and they're not going to come off the books. They are illegal. If they were illegal when they came across that border 30 years ago, there is no statute of limitations. Would you be willing that just because a guy had managed to, for instance, escape from prison or avoid prosecution or got away somehow or another with a murder 20 years ago, would it be okay just because he's lived a so-called model life? That means he hasn't been caught for something else. Would you be happy with just writing it all off and saying, don't worry about enforcing that law? What other laws do you want to not enforce? I'm sorry, we're made up with idiots. House Minority Leader Jeffries has said Democrats will not support the current version of the bill because it provides stopgap funding for the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, through the 2-week window of debate. So he wants to give them 2 weeks off not to do it. No. See, ICE is essential. Federal law enforcement officers are essential personnel. They just won't pay them for that 2 weeks, and they'll make it up later on. So what are you doing? You're just making political statements. That's all. It's another political year. It's the midterm elections coming up this year. What are you doing? Both sides.
Getting the media to focus on them.
You know, on law enforcement shooting ranges, when we go out there, they would have a guy standing up there with a bullhorn. They say, everybody get your guns ready, get out on the line, is stand ready at the whatever line range you're going to shoot from, whatever distance shoot from. And he would holler it, all ready on the left, all ready on the right, all ready on the firing line, fire. Maybe Jeffries and Johnson should get together and say, you know what, let's get up there in front of everybody in Congress, 435 other idiots, and say, all ready on the right, already on the left. The rest of you, are you ready? Let's vote now. Let's get on with the program. Quit wasting my money and time. There are other jobs for you to continue doing. When are you going to get, you haven't got this year's budget that we're operating under done yet. You all should be working on this coming year's budget, which will be due in October. We'll have another big shutdown in October. How many years are you going to be behind? Is this the way you've run your lives?
Probably.
Then you're fired. We need to fire you, all of you.
Yep. We need to fire about half of us.
The people up there, forget how we do things personally. We're not getting paid by the public, but we're paying these people too much money to do nothing except interfere. They're not paid to interfere with progress. They're not paid to interfere with our way of life, but that's what they're doing. And they're paid too much money for that. They should owe us a rebate at the end of every year.
Oh, that's interesting. What if everybody wrote to the people in charge and said, okay, by my estimation, you have wasted X number of hours doing this, and therefore I expect a return of my tax dollars in this amount.
And their salaries is just a very small part of the money that Congress costs us. You know that, right?
Well, I do know
$200,000
that,
a year.
but we can't control that piece.
Yeah, we can. We can fire their staff, let them lick their own damn stamps. Take away their budget for stamps, for letters, and their staff. They don't need a staff up there. I don't think David Crockett had a
Well, I don't
staffer.
think we have the ability to fire their staff. They have the ability to fire their staff. We can only say, okay, you're not getting this money.
That's right. That's firing them.
Well, but then they have to fire them.
Oh, pay them out of your own pocket.
And they may choose to do that.
No.
Well, if they want to get reelected, they might.
No. The only reason they get reelected is to collect as much money as they can. Free vacations. Go here, go there, take your family with you. Do whatever you want to do. So anyway, that's the way I'm feeling about it. I'm just not real jazzed with them. We don't have a budget yet. We're operating under a temporary. How much money do you think this temporary budget has cost us? A lot more than the budget would have cost us. A lot less is being done. A lot less has gotten done. And now they want to cut out Homeland Security. They want to defund it. They want to hold out on the budget on it to keep them from arresting illegal people. Again, that's the same thing, the same logic that these idiot Congress people or idiot city councilmen and county commissioners and stuff across this country, they want to defund the police. Let's just take away their money. Good. Take it away. No protection for you.
Mm-hmm.
No police escorts for you. No police protection for the elected mayors and the city council people when they go on events or they have sessions. You have your city council meeting. We're not going to put a police officer there. You have your county commission meeting where we have to furnish a deputy there. We're not going to furnish a deputy. Sit out there every time you go into the county admin building. You go through a metal detector with the deputy sheriff there. We're not going to do that.
We could do it much like we do garbage pickup in areas that don't have it in the city or the county. You have to pay for services. So
we pay for it in the city.
You get something and you check off the things that you're going to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't pay for police, they don't come.
That's it.
And if you don't
pay to play,
I know if you don't pay for garbage, you don't get garbage pickup. Whatever you do not pay for.
You guys aren't old enough, most of you, to remember that there were not as many volunteer firefighters and fire departments in this county as there
That's what made me
are.
think of it.
They're not nearly as many. Do you know that they had jurisdictions that the city fire department at one time, you had a fire, there was a house on fire just across the city limits.
They wouldn't come.
They couldn't come.
Yeah.
There was not enough money in the budget to allow those trucks to run out there.
Yeah. And volunteers
Few and far between.
sometimes wouldn't come either if nobody was giving them money.
Well, they would come, but they had to come from a long ways away, and they brought one guy and a whatever. But anyway, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Rayford.
What's going on?
Roy Bennett here.
Hello, Mr. Commissioner. Why aren't you at your meeting that you're not going to have today?
Yeah, I'm on pass on that. I want to say hi to Robbie. It's good to see you, Robbie.
Thank
Don't
you.
see you much.
She's wearing her cardinal red outfit.
Very far.
I am.
Yeah, it was a nice. We saved gas by coming down here like this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I hear you.
And didn't freeze to get here either.
Yep. Well, in Onslow County, we're going to fund the police. Don't worry. And we have a balanced budget every year.
I know
every year.
And I keep using Onslow County as the example because I've lived in another area or two. And I covered politics in those areas as a news guy. And I was like, really? This is not the way we do it in Onslow, or we did it in Onslow. And today it's even better than it used to be. I will tell you that because I remember both of those times, before and now. And we're so much better today than we were back then. It's just hard to imagine. Hard to imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Well,
the only thing I can do
doing
is
everything we can to keep folks safe in the county.
yeah,
And,
that's good. I do appreciate that.
all right. But I just wanted to say hi to Robbie, really.
Okay, well that's good.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna go find her some edible bouquets or something. Is that what you call them?
There you go.
Edible arrangements.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know where they are.
Yeah, if you can get there, I'm sure your Jeep will get there.
Oh no! I got a telephone. Y'all deliver.
No, okay.
Just kidding. It's too cold for that. A reminder, folks, today is the second day of the month of February. It's Groundhog Day. And according to the old folklore, we got some more winter coming, 6 more weeks of it. But we had it anyway. It's not going to be spring until at least 6 weeks from now. That's March 21st. Duh. But but there is another event coming up. Today's the 2nd. 12 days from today is, let me help you out, Royce.
14th.
There you go. What happens on the 14th?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'll be delivering flowers for Flowers on the Move. Yeah.
Oh, well, good. That's good. And yeah, folks.
All right.
Okay, let's just go to the flower shop business here for just a second. You've done that kind of work quite a while. You've been involved in it. Should I wait until the morning of the 14th to place my order so I can make sure to get good, fresh stuff?
Oh no. They'll be getting fresh flowers right before Valentine's Day. They'll be getting loads and loads of fresh flowers in. They'll be working hard for days before to make sure all the arrangements get together so we can deliver them on Valentine's Day.
And I'm trying to do the math. The Valentine's Day this year, the 14th is on a Saturday, is it?
Maybe.
I don't know the answer to that. I hadn't looked.
Well, I guess I could look at the calendar, but
There's a calendar right here, but it's on January.
oh, computers are really slow this morning. Oh,
Yes,
how about
Saturday.
that? Saturday is the 14th. Well, the 14th is a Saturday. So y'all, I know that's going to be a busy day. So I strongly suggest, ladies and gentlemen, and others, get your orders in now. They're not going to deliver them until you want them to. You're not going to pick them up until you want to pick them up. But get the orders done, because those guys, I've been in those places on the last minute when they've been putting stuff together, and I was making a pickup that I had made. Place the order earlier on. I was smart. Go in and pick them up. And poor guys.
Yep, they'll be crazy on Valentine's
They
Day,
always
for sure. And the day before. Yeah.
Royce, thank you, sir. And do you have a meeting today, a rescheduled meeting date yet, or do you know?
We're not going to do it until the 16th, our next regular meeting. We'll just have an extra long day that day.
Okay, you're going to still have a closed session. And what was that closed session about that was scheduled for today?
Yeah, it was about stuff.
You really need to. They really need, because you have to make a motion in an open meeting to go into a closed session by law. And you're supposed to be able to say at that point in time, we're here to discuss not one of those 5 items. They have to be a little more specific than that. We're here to discuss have legal discussions with our attorney, or we're here to talk about buying some property, or whatever.
Yeah, the attorney always has the wording written down for us, so we know exactly what we got to say
Yeah.
to get into a legal closed session.
So what? Yeah.
Oh man.
And not just anybody in the room can call for a meeting to go into closed session. It has to be a member,
No, we
has to be a member of the board.
oh yeah. But we're getting a lot of stuff done, and we always come out back out into open meeting before we make any decisions.
You have to do that.
Yeah, that's right. We don't do anything in the closed session. We don't make decisions in the closed session. And, you know, when you're talking about buying property and stuff like that, stuff like what the sheriff needs for his sheriff's office. I mean, you can't talk about that until you got a contract. You don't want the whole world to know.
No, please.
Know that you're negotiating a deal. But once you get, when we get a contract on something like that, it always comes into open session, and we vote in open session on whether to approve the contract.
Correct.
So it's not like we make any purchases in closed session.
One of the reasons for that, and you know, I know that from being inside a family that did that kind of stuff too. My dad was on the commission, but there's a real honest to goodness reason for that. And it's not trying to keep something secret from us. It's trying to protect me, a taxpayer, because the money, Onslow County doesn't have any money. They take my money and they use it for whatever. Now, I'd like my money to be protected. I don't want somebody from the county commission, I don't want a delegation from the county commission to run out to try to buy a piece of land out here because you want to build a new school on it. Because the minute that Royce and the chairman and the vice chairman, they all show up and try to negotiate a deal with this guy who's got a chunk of property for sale, that property became very valuable all of a sudden, didn't it?
That's right. As soon as people figure out that it's the government that wants to buy it, then a lot of times the price increases. So, we try to avoid that as much as we can.
Please treat that money that you're spending like it's mine, because it is. Treat it like it's yours, because it is. So
absolutely,
So, I don't have a problem with that, as long as y'all don't take any sneaky stuff, try to sneak something else in the meeting, because I know you don't, because I got a microphone planted there. It's okay, don't worry about it. You won't find it.
We start to get off track. The attorney says, "Whoa, wait a minute! You can't talk about that."
I've seen attorneys.
We're not here to talk about that.
I've known some attorneys that will pull their hair out when the board members would do things like that. Royce, thank you, sir.
Y'all have a good day. Be safe.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Royce, interesting guy. I still got to figure out what I'm going to cook.
I thought we decided that last year at the end of the last
I decided every year, but I always change it 2 or 3 times, and then sometimes we'll come back to what it used to be called the Men Who Cook Contest. Salvation Army sponsors it. Now it's People Who Cook Contest. So anybody can participate. It's coming up in April, if I'm not mistaken, again this year. This is what it was this past year. Used to be that way. Then it went to the fall. Then it's back to April or whenever. But we'll tell you more about it when it gets closer. But what should I cook this year?
You don't want to tell people?
Yes, I do. I don't care. They're going to know anyway.
I don't know.
Talk about it.
I don't remember, but we did talk about it. I can probably recreate the conversation, but it'll take me a while.
Oh,
with Lee, because Lee and I were the ones talking about it.
The two of you together.
Well, but they've changed it up to People Who Cook, so that changed some of it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna have to change the way we do things, because it'll be us who's cook. Before I had to be the cook, and everybody had to kind of do what I said. Kind of enjoyed that, but anyway,
you'd always enjoy that.
Yeah. Anyway.
People are just minions to you.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Y'all were vitally important to the whole process.
Well, I know we're important, but to you, it doesn't make any difference as long as you're getting it all done your way.
And your point is?
Exactly.
No, I don't know what to do this year. All 3 years that I've entered, it was a seafood based soupish, chowderish, biscuish, or whatever product, and I had my reasons for doing that. Couple reasons. One, a lot of people will cook ribs. A lot of people will cook chili. Okay, then you got to compete with everybody else who's cooking chili,
Right.
and your chili may be the greatest thing in the world to 25% of the people. Somebody else is to 25. I want them all. I want everybody's opinion. I want everybody to like it. And if I've got no competition in the particular thing that I'm doing,
Yep.
then that will stand out in the crowd, right?
Well, are they having categories this year?
I think they're probably going to have a dessert category this year, and I don't know what else. But we're going to talk
That'll
to
help
Royce
a
about
bit.
him. He's
Entrees
Salvation
and
Army.
desserts, maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Last year, a couple of things got lumped in and did not work as well. That was by, I think, last minute unfortunate movement, but whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. Still got my T-shirt and my award, so that was fun. 3 years in a row.
Yep.
Now, but my reason for doing the soups and chowders and biscuits is because the food has to be ready to be served at 5 o'clock, as I recall, and it has to be ready to stay served up until closing time at 7:30ish or 8 o'clock, whenever the last meal is
Yeah,
served.
it's usually closer to 7, but
How can you make something that won't stand up there for the whole time and still be as good at the end as it is at the beginning? Makes it tough.
yeah, it does.
Ribs, they're okay because you can eat them cold, but if you leave them in the cooker too all that time, they overcook. Chili, you can do that by keeping it warm, so that works out well. But everybody's got their own recipes for chili, and there are lots of really good chili cooks out there. What else could I do? I could fry some clams or something, but that's not going to be good for 3 hours.
Nope.
So I'm looking for suggestions.
I'll have to think about it.
And also, we got to think about, when dealing with seafood, season. I'd love to get a couple of bushels of oysters and have them open on a half shell with some special sauce or something. No, I can't get fresh local oysters for this event.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit there and open up a bushel of raw oysters. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't like oysters, and people who
I know
will
that.
eat oysters won't eat raw oysters.
I know that, but those who do, they love them. But I don't. But you know what I'm saying.
I do.
You can't cook them because they'll be overdone by the time 3 hours later goes by.
Yep. Well, you may have a tiny niche.
So I'll have to do something.
Yep.
I got a tiny dog. What's a tiny niche?
You have a tiny bunch of things to pick from because of
Gotcha.
all of those kind of things that you were just talking about that are going to limit what you can do.
Yeah, I know. I just have to look at I have to look at my capabilities and abilities.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the things that you're good at are soups and stews and the flat iron, flat grill, flat top.
What if I could take my big old grill out there? That would be a little
I
busy
think
inside.
somebody
wouldn't it?
had one out there one
Did they?
year. I think they
Inside?
did. Yeah.
Really? This one's kind of big for that.
Yeah. It's not going to transport real easily, but
No.
you could do it.
I could put it on a trailer and cook it outside and serve it inside. That would be missing something.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That would, I mean, that's the only other thing I can think of. Because you don't do casseroles or vegetables or anything like that. Yeah.
I do corn on the cob. But again, you can't just let it sit there and stay warm and warm and warm.
Oh, no, because you have to eat it as soon as it's 6 minutes or whatever it is
5
is
minutes.
over.
5 minutes of steaming. By the way, you guys do corn on the cob, put it in a steamer pot. Don't boil it. You boil the flavor out. Same thing with shrimp. Don't boil them. Cook them as they are in a steamer.
I used to do 4th of July in Pennsylvania at a small lake in Pennsylvania with some friends. And they would go out the morning of the 4th and pick the corn
Oh yeah.
so that as
It's about fresh as fresh
as
can be.
soon as it got back, the water had to be boiling and the corn went in.
Yeah, I don't boil them though, but steaming, same process. You can
Yep.
steam it 5 minutes under the steamer.
Yep. And
Keep-
that was
keep
some
a big
good
old steamer pot
corn.
going. Well, that might be. I got an idea. Not gonna say it, but okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Robbie, thank you for getting up. Well, you didn't get up any earlier. You're always up anyway.
Well, I'm up, but I usually go back to bed.
Well, you can go back to bed now. If you
Yeah, I'm
choose.
kind of awake now. I had coffee.
Well, I'm hungry. Okie dokie. Chris usually comes in with donuts on Mondays. Ooh, Chris.
Well, you missed donuts.
I did. I got to eat something else now. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with us, and we do appreciate it. I can't read any of the comments, but I see that there have been some. Lee will be sharing all of that with us tomorrow. That monitor over there is
It's too far away
15,
for us
18
to
feet
read
from where I am.
easily.
You like my new monitor over here, by the way?
I could
This monitor
try
here.
making it big on the screen.
No, don't touch. Don't touch. It'll never be the same. Lee's made that perfectly clear to me. Don't
Okay.
touch this thing. I did one time and shut everything down. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow morning. I don't have a clue what we have scheduled, if anything. Everything up there now is last week. We'll see you in the morning. And again, be safe. Stay off the roads. The sun, the heat will start melting stuff, and things by natural process will be there. Don't go out snooping around unless you're walking.
I'm going to do my board meeting virtually tomorrow.
Okay. I still haven't had a call from the doctor's office, so I was supposed to have one at 1:30 today. Maybe it's still on. I'm a half mile from the place, so I can get there.
Yep.
If they can, I can. We'll see you in the morning. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and warm up stuff. Bring your critters inside. Make sure that they're taken care of. If you find any iguanas, hide them. They're going to kill them in Florida.
Is that what they're doing?
That's what they're doing. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. You're live in Local Real Talk, where we're awake, not woke. Have a great rest of your day. Stay warm. Be safe.